You are my friend. You are yummy. You're a packet of grapes waiting for me in the fridge. You will be washed under the tap water. Friends, we're going to speak about the railway mania of the 1840s. Yes, I know it's not your usual dose of sex, drugs, magic, rock and roll, and everything else you do under the disco ball. But to learn from what's going on right now in speculation markets, you have to go back to the past. And you know, the railway mania, friends, is the greatest bubble you've never heard of. And if you've been watching my channel, you know I've been speaking about train stocks because there's just so many lessons to learn from that, man. It's just like, it just takes me back. Now, this train stock mania happened almost 200 years ago, okay? It's actually fascinating to know that this happened. And this was a stock bubble that went up and rivaled the US internet bubble. Okay, now we have some of these pictures here just drawn for you. This is a picture from Railway Mania. This is it right now. You see that? This is everybody gathering. Railway Mania, the largest speculative bubble you've never heard of. It's actually funny to see that these are all the pictures just depicting it. Railway Mania, the railway, the juggernaut of 1845. The ruthless business of railroad mania, with vultures circling overhead. Look at this, friends. See those vultures? That's crypto, man. It's just like crypto. You look at these goblins, all right, 200 years ago. Crocodiles were wearing lawyers' wigs. Damn, man, humans. Friends, I don't think people back then were silly at all. They knew, man. We're just like a hair's away in the timeline. They knew lawyers. Lawyers have crocodiles are wearing the lawyers' wigs. That's insane. Look at this. The devil is perched on a locomotive called the speculation. Oh my gosh. So the thing is called speculation. The train. See, friends, this is crazy. That's how they depicted speculation. Look at this goblin. Ah, this witch. Ah, all the dead bodies. Oh man, like you're just punting on like some digits, you know what I mean? But it's just wild to think about stuff, man. Oh, check this out, friends. Look at this. Off the rail. Oh man, you see these? This is insane, right? Now, trust me, yeah, you want to learn from this one. Okay, now, so many lessons to learn from this, guys. Now, I'm gonna tell you the climax of it right now. I'm just gonna tell you the most important part. The most important part is this. In every speculation mania, retailers, the crowd, everybody fall into the most dangerous trap, which is whenever they get excited and they see product market fit, green candles or things going up, it's all the same thing, demand, they believe that they've solved it. And they believe that thing they're in is it. It has the X factor. And they completely miscalculate competition. So I've got to repeat that again. Very important. You're going to ask me, please play some nice, gentle, angel music to smooth this over? Yes, I will, friends. Look, they completely miscalculate competition. That's always the fallacy of investors. Whenever something is hot, people can never, because you're blinded by the dopamine, okay? You're blinded by it. You literally can't feel competition. And it's literally somebody who's just had a couple of shots of alcohol, okay? They're feeling good. They can't feel bad, you know? Or somebody who's just been, I don't know, injected with some drugs which are just firing off the neurotransmitters in their brain. Pew, 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 pew. They literally cannot feel bad. They can't feel bad, all right? Even, friends, there are people, you always hear it on the news, somebody takes some thullage, which is like meth, and they'll go and just stab people. And you're like, what the hell's going on? It's because their brain is feeding dopamine. So even though they do an action which is violent and harmful, their brain is still saying, yes, here's 2 ticks. Keep doing that bad action. It's good, it's good, it's good. That's why people usually, the biggest, like, you know, violence rates is people who are like on meth. Right? Because it's just pinging your brain. Good, feel good, feel good. It's like you've screwed up the signals. All right? So this really did rival the tech bubble. And, you know, of course, friends, you've seen the tech bubble, right? which is it right here. This is the Nasdaq. You see that, friends? Now, this was insane. Look at the Nasdaq, friends. So 1985, this is a giant crash. The 1987 crash, the famous one. But after this point, look at this run. The Nasdaq index did a 35x. Whoa. The whole index did a 35x. And look at all it did. It came back only to... there you go. It raced like 3-4 years, but hey, and then it kept going up. Okay, this was GFC, but you can just see this, right? This was devastating for an index to drop down this much. But when we talk about that, it's like everything's sweet, and then suddenly this is like, uh-oh, we're getting silly. Look how long it lasted, man. Just retailers kept piling on. Okay, so this was the 200-year-old version of it. Happened in England. Okay, so people punted on train stocks, and we can look back and laugh, but I want you to remember it happens in crypto. It's the same thing. So you remember that competition? Yes. People always get that wrong. Always. They just believe that they've solved it. This is the one thing, man. Friends, it's literally near impossible to find the unicorn. Once you know how low the odds are, you're like, I don't blame you. You'll like never want to hold anything again forever too long. Because you're like, man, the odds of me being in a unicorn is like so low, man. It's nuts. Okay. Now, what's also funny but sad as well, during the height of this mania, so this is what it looked like, okay? This is the train stocks, okay? This is what it looked like on the chart, goes up and up and up and up. This was the devastation, by the way. I know, because we're in crypto, we're dealing in like 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x, 1000x, yeah, but this was devastating back then, devastating for a rally. This did a 100% gain in just a few years, okay? 100%. You see that it went parabolic, bang, 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 and then this blow off was like, uh-oh. And then, you know what else interesting, friends? And I've just noticed, look at this. It does the freaking downwards triangle that Bitcoin did in 2018. Everyone knows this. Oh, no. Look at that. It actually comes back for a retest. Isn't it amazing? Technical analysis. It comes back for the retest of that triangle. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, gosh. This is so painful. This reminds me of the Great Depression, the actual Great Depression chart. Oh, man, that's funny how that looks like. Oh, it's crazy. And just to show you technical analysis, I mean, it's amazing. Remember that downwards triangle? That's Bitcoin, man. Here we are right now. You see that? Bang, 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 bang. No, pop. All right? That's why, look, everyone thought it was just going to keep going down. That's why, you know, Tone Vase, friends, he had a target of Bitcoin $1,000 down here. He believed this order gap would get filled. But then Bitcoin just stops and it goes, see you later. And it keeps going up. You see that? So that's where it comes from. It's actually fascinating how these things all go the same. It's pinging demand, right? Supply and demand of how it works out. That's just, it's amazing, right? 200 years ago, man, train stocks. Okay, so, okay, once again, funny part, but sad. Let's play some pump music for all the ghost bodies hanging around the graveyard. Ooh, haunting everybody. No, why didn't you go up? That's what they're doing. They're haunting everyone. Oh, man, this is funny. Friends, they lowered the margin to buy train stocks for retailers to 10%. So basically, you had 10x leverage trading 200 years ago, man. You know when I heard that? I had goosebumps. I'm like, oh, there's always going to be another cycle. Really? You guys needed to do 10x leverage trading 200 years ago for train stocks? Oh, we got no chance, buddy. We got no chance. Okay, we're never getting rid of this. Inherent need for leverage. Wow. Everybody hopped on. Okay, so at the height of the mania, friends, this is the interesting part. You see, obviously we look back and laugh, but this is the thing, man. They were right about the thesis. You see, because so many kilometers of, I think it was like 10,000 miles of trains had like been put all over England, okay? The great country of England. And maybe like people's like Hexy Bastard's ancestors and his great-great-great-grandfather were just walking around Nottingham Hills, you know, riding his skateboard or whatever they did back then, you know, working the coal mines. And, you know, that's the type of environment they're living on back then. And everyone thought that because the train stocks went up so much, right? Why they go up so much? Because they installed so many trains, well, there's trains everywhere, train tracks. Everyone believed they were all going to have their own train carriage. Okay, everyone thought, sweet, we're going to have a train carriage because there was, friends, there's all these pictures, all the charlatans came out. People promised everyone, we're going to do this train and this technology. Wow. But here's the crazy part, man. They were right about the technology. So trains were the invention. Friends, trains was such a pivotal invention that Warren Buffett, right, the great Warren Buffett, one of his blue chip early investments, he was buying, he still owns today, train railroad companies that tour all around America. He owns a big part of it because it's like so like old and ancient and foundational to like move stuff across the country fast and move heavy equipment and all these, right? So these people who are buying train stocks, I mean, if you go back and have a look at it, man, you guys were not just like kind of right about the technology. You were like really right, man. Like you were right. Like we are 200 years later in the future. We are still using trains today. You know, trains are sexy. Trains are beautiful. Trains are glorious, right? Trains are to be celebrated. But your train Ponzi stocks, we'll have a moment of silence for those ones. Now, everyone, right, they believe they'd have their own train carriage. They even believe their own families would have their own train carriage, okay? But we know we can't like really laugh that much. We're like, oh, wait a minute. You mean like just like the people who thought Bitcoin was going to 100K in April 2021, or that more countries would buy Bitcoin now that El Salvador had adopted, which is kind of true, but we had to get liquidated first in 2021, you know? So many stories out there. You're like, oh, it's the same thing over and over. Friends, I made my videos on this, man. Green candles make you smarter. It's all about the green candles. You give them some green candles because you give them, you're firing dopamine into their brain. Like, oh, purple drapes. That's why you got to know this game, friends. So even though they'll write about the technology, they'll write about everything. It's just that they're buying overvalued stocks on trains. Okay, so, you know, they did have the charlatans, over promises. There were fluff projects. There were scams. I read all about it. Yeah, man, it's just... There's grifters everywhere. You saw the pictures like, the devil speculation. It was just bad. It was like ravaged, and they had a recession from it. Oh, man. And then that index drop here was 65%. But guess what? Everybody's 10x leverage. So goodbye. Just like, seriously. Oh, man, humans. We're going to do this for a long time, friends. We're going to do this for a long time. That's why you got to be careful for you and your family and your children. Leverage is the killer, friends. Leverage is always the killer. Okay? Leverage is always the killer. There's ladies, liquor, leverage. Okay, ladies. Okay, sweet. You can put a wig on her. Okay, that's fixed. Liquor. Okay, sweet. You got orange juice. But the leverage, how much leverage is right? 0. Everyone argues about how much right leverage is. Friends, crypto can literally dunk itself overnight 50%, which means a little 2x leverage is you get liquidated instantly. In the stock market, 2x leverage is like their starter, like long-term survival leverage, because the stock market only drops like 50% once every like 10 years. So if you got a 50% drop and then you do the 2x, you get to hold it for 10 years. But I mean, like, you're paying a borrowing rate, so it's not that nice. Okay, but that's, we should never do it, friends. We never do it. It's really, really bad. That's why I'm here to tell you, here's the thing. You're thinking about, why do people do leverage? It's because they're greedy. Okay, sweet. We're all greedy. However, it's also because they don't want to do more work to seek something further down the risk curve to give them the higher returns, because it requires more effort. Okay, because they're like looking at one asset, like, oh, this is the Bitcoin. Okay, I want to do leverage on it. Okay, what do you want to do leverage on it? You want to do a 5x leverage. Okay, you want to make 5x the gains. Okay. The thing is, if it drops 20%, you're out, man. And you like have to pay a big borrowing cost, like 50% marginalized per year. It's like disgusting. So you can get 5x the Bitcoin gain. However, you got to like buy low, find strong altcoins, get into the meta. Watch your friend Somi, right? Sharpen your pointy elbows, sit on squeaky chairs. So you have to do more work. And yeah, that's why people just don't want to do the work. They don't want to. They're just like, oh man, I can't be bothered doing that. You know what I mean? I just want to, can't I just like move this slider up to 5x and then just click and we're done and then just wait? I just want to do it right now. So it's so tempting. It's so tempting. Friends, look how hard we work just to get the tiniest edge. And then, by the way, you still go down 70% swings, even with the edge. So I understand why they do it. Doesn't mean it's right. Just because I understand doesn't make it right. Okay, so that's the most important part to learn from this. Crypto, man, you don't need leverage, but I get it, man. I get it. And friends, in the bull market, your biggest enemy is seeing other people's P&Ls, all right? Always don't look at them, man. Don't look at them. Don't look at them. Just forget it. Friends, I'm not joking. You know how like traditional, oppressed, maybe like really deep religious communities will see like, okay, that girl's showing her ankles. Ah, she's a heathen. She's a witch. Don't look at her sexy ankles. You know what I mean? Like that type. You got to have that approach when it comes to other people's P&Ls. Because, man, I was here in 2021, friends. They suck you in. They suck you in. You're seeing all the YouTubers. They're making the triangles. And they're all winning. Because it's really, really like, it's late stage bull market. They just keep winning and winning and winning and winning. Now, here's the thing. When you go back and look at the chart, they were only winning for about 45 days. But that felt like an eternity. It did. It just, I've shown some pictures. It just looks like this little box off the top of the bull market, man. And because I do love and appreciate you, I have the box drawn here. Look at this. The gamble window for the cycle is very short, about 50 days. Then it's all over for 3.5 years. Okay. Now, in truth, friends, it's actually 100 days. So you can actually extend this one out where it's here. So here's the thing. It is 100 days. You see that? That's that first 50. Here's the next 50. Now, here's the thing. The first 50 days is when you're actually meant to do it. The problem is there's no sign or feeling in your nuts or your ovaries, maybe you got both. There's no sign to tell you that it's a good idea. You have to believe in the cycle, which is 4-year magic. But if you get it right, you bink it. Screw the leverage, man. Don't worry about the leverage, friends, because the leverage is it's Satan, friends. Just get your dirty, sexy altcoins, friends. They're just gonna pop, 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 pop. Right, you don't have to worry about waking up tomorrow. Oh, is China going to ban us again? Okay. Now, I even shared a story in my Telegram as well. During this green phase, I think BitBoy turned 10K into 100K. I think, or it was 100K into 1 million. And then, yeah, I'm joking, friends. It was literally, but this is the funniest part. Do you want to know how he did it? He didn't do it all the way. Maybe he got from 100K, maybe he got to 700K. You know what he did? This is the funniest part. Okay, friends, he was holding long. You know this part here. Okay, so I'm going to show you. So he's holding a DGen long. He's trading. This part happens. He gets liquidated here. You know what he does? He puts on 3 times his size. He does a revenge trade and then just holds it all the way up. And he kept doing that. And I remember watching him live on stream. And then guess what? He got stopped out here. What did he do? He put 3 times the leverage again. He revenge traded it. Okay. Then it came back down here. I remember. So he had like 700K trading. But then here, I think he revenge traded it again, okay? And he made it back, but then he just kept losing here and here and here and here and here. He just kept losing. But yeah, I remember watching him live on stream when he was doing like his 60-minute streams when he was on the original channel. And it was just, yeah, it was just so easy. Like he was just trading in his sleep. It was just going up and up and up. Now, it looks like forever, but it's just, man, friends, it's just literally just, it's 50 days out of 1,200 pretty much. 3.5 years. So, but you know, you might say, oh, why don't I do it on the side? No. Here's the thing, man. During this time period, friends, SHIB had gone 10,000x. During this time period, the altcoins, the dog coins were going nuts. They were hitting billions and billions and billions. You can't be watching your Bybit screen for this leverage trading junk. You got to be on chain. What's going on? You have to be feeling the market, breathing the market. That's why you can't catch 2 oranges from the tree at once, friends. Okay, they're falling from opposite ends. You have to catch one. Okay, you know that saying, 2 oranges in the bush. You can't go for both of them. I'm telling you now, you can't. And people who do, they end up getting pooped on. Okay, so interesting, right? But the railway stocks, railway mania, it was interesting. To just went through that. That 65% wiped out everyone. And then, as we know, friends, right, with crypto, you look at all of these things now we look at today, right? We know trains are sexy. Trains are beautiful, okay? They're glossy. They're shiny. We love them. Their carriages, the way they move, the steam. Choo-choo, okay? You've got like, you know, famous male porn star trains like Thomas the Tank Engine. Is there a female version? I don't know. Probably. So what about crypto? They're just the same. Is the technology world changing? Yes. What about the tokens? Okay, different story. All right, different story. There's always this speculation mania. It's so easy to go make a new token in a new cycle. We just make a new narrative and a story. Okay, with trains, where it was ancient back then, they had to like make a real technology to go gather around it. All right, so that's the most important part. Now, we can use this to our advantage. Just know that whatever the cycle one narrative appears to be, sexy new memes, AI, restaking, whatever it is, some new tech unicorn. It's going to look great. It's going to feel great. But don't forget this, okay? During the bear market, if it is truly a unicorn, it will still drop 95%, roughly. And then if it's a unicorn, it has to recover out of there. It must. All right, it must. Now, maybe you'll be lucky and it's B&B. Probably not. Don't bank on finding that, okay? So that's the most important part to think about. That's the most important concept to think about. They were right about the technology. Really right. Right, 200 years later, trains are still sexy. But what about that speculation part? That's the most concerning part, okay? And there's always someone who's going to come along and chip away at your market cap. Chip away at product market fit. They're going to offer more yield. They're going to offer a newer logo. They're going to offer better words, better terminology. You know, friends, they don't even have to make a better product, right? They can just sell you a better story. It's so easy to. They watch you, friends. I know a lot of people watch my YouTube channel. They're like, hey, how's this guy doing it? Why does everyone love him? Firstly, not everyone loves me. I don't tell people what they want to hear, but they know. They're like, hey, this is interesting. No one's calling your friend Somi the grifter like he's calling everyone else the grifter. They see, friends, they know this because they're just getting spammed all the time. Like, oh, why is everyone watching this guy? Why does everyone like this guy? You know what I mean? And then they're looking at the words I use. They go, interesting. And they slowly start reverse engineering these. Now, we're just playing around with like a little YouTube and some Twitter channels, and I'm here as your friend. But think about coins now when there's like billions at stake. They send everyone out there. They go, all right, use this color scheme. Use this logo. I want to copy paste everything, okay? Why are people in it? Go and find people. Go and talk to people. Why do you like that coin? Oh, I like the logo. I like the founder. I like how he fights. I like how he does this. You see what I mean? And slowly it gets chipped away. And this, my friends, is actually why Bitcoin dominance will continue to go down over time, but not as probably like devastating as like what that really, really means. It just means it's a nice hedge against the rest of the crypto industry because Bitcoin's product market fit keeps rallying in a bear market, you know, until we have signs otherwise that it's not going to. I think it's a surefire bet. But for now, you have the advantage, okay? And this is what I've got to arm you with in the bull market because, look, I hope we hit prices so high that everyone's not even paying attention to me anymore because that means, hey, we all win. But, you know, I just don't want you to feel like, well, let's just slide up the ticker, the leverage. Don't ever feel like you got to do that because once you feel like you're doing that, you've lost the game, okay? We have on-chain, we've got Uniswap, we've got DEXs, we have all these, friends, okay? We have low-cap means, we find all these, we do our best to find, we find discounts on these, so there really is no excuse. Okay, make sure you like, subscribe, don't forget it loves you, catch you in the next one, catch you soon.